to my channel. My name is Tina. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette, which I got at Sephora, and I do have my full thoughts about this palette. Also, I am going to compare this between the Chocolate Gold Palette, because last year Too Faced did release Chocolate Gold Palette. So I am going to be comparing them both and to kind of just show you what the differences are and what are the similarities between two palettes. And if you have this palette already, should you get this? I am going to be showing you some swatches. I am also going to tell you how I really feel about this palette. But being that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell right next to it. That way you can get notifications whenever I upload new videos, which I do a lot of beauty reviews, tutorials, so check out my past videos. Also, follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of giveaways there and also do some little tutorials, some mini tutorials, like a 1-minute tutorial, those type of stuff. So Too Faced just released this palette not too long ago. I think it was last week. This is like one of the more coveted palettes out there from the holiday season. So they did release the bigger palette that they always release, and then they also released this, which I kind of navigated towards this one because I do like the packaging. I am a sucker for packaging and also the smell. So if you are someone that is sensitive to smell, I probably would stay away from this palette. I'm just telling you ahead of time now. But if gingerbread or cinnamon doesn't really bother you, then keep on watching and decide at the end if you like this palette or not. Let's talk about the packaging first. So this is what the packaging looks like. It is really cute, as you guys can see. It is this beautiful brown matte. It's all matte everywhere in here, and you have gingerbread spice, and then you have your gingerbread man in there. So it is a really cute packaging. So in the back you have your typical shades right here, and you do get 16 eyeshadows, and they claim that it is a multi-finish warm and toasty shadows that glide on with buttery smoothness for playful pops of color that smells like fresh baked gingerbread. Soft and sugary eyeshadow palette made with 100% natural cocoa butter, and this has a 12-month shelf life in it, and 18 eyeshadows has 0.70 grams in each pan, or 0.024 ounces. So the total net weight of this is 12.6 grams or 0.43 ounces. This is made in the USA, assembled in Dominican Republic. So for those of you who are curious. Alright, so here is what the outside packaging. It is a metal packaging. It does mimic a lot of the Too Faced palettes like this. So it is a really nice packaging, I think. And it has, again, that same design as the outside box. So you can see it is really cute. And then in the back it has whatever it is that I just mentioned to you just now. It has all of that information in the back of this as well, which is really nice. So when you open this, you are getting a mirror. However, it is not a full size. So you are getting your cute little gingerbread man in there, and a little mirror right here. It is protected, so you have to take off the little plastic in there. Also, you are getting 18 eyeshadows in here. It has a mix of matte, pop of colors, satin finish shades, and your metallic finished shades in here. When you open it, it does smell like gingerbread, which I'm not sensitive to smell, so I do love the smell of it. It smells really awesome to me. It does remind me a lot of Christmas, so that's just me though. So this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, I have it on my eyes, and I do love the look that I came up with. Although I do feel like some of the shades here are kind of muddy when you apply it on your lids. I'm going to show you some swatches, and I did swatch all of these in my arms, and I did use ABH Cosmetics flat shader brush, so you guys know, and I did clean it in between swatching each of these shadows so you guys can see how everything swatches. Just so you guys know, swatching these on my arms can be different than applying it on the lids. The swatches in the arms are just an example of what you could achieve with these colors. for $49, which I do think it is kind of on the higher priced item. And for that reason, I didn't like 3 of the shades in here. I think you know which ones is which that I didn't like. So this shade right here, Frostbite, this one is just straight up just shimmers and glitters combined in one eyeshadow, and then they just flattened it out, I feel like. So it's just all fallout. Even when I tried digging in there just to kind of see if I'm gonna get like some sort of color in there, it just didn't really work out for me. This may be something that's good, just an overlay eyeshadow type of thing. However, I still feel like you need some type of a glitter glue to apply this on your lids. The second shade that I am going to mention here is the shade Oh Snap. This shade right here is a little hard, and also it does have some specks of shimmers in there which you can't really see when you're applying it on the lids. This is another one where it does look really nice when you swatch it, but when you apply it on your lids, it does have some fallout in there as well. And I didn't really like that there's some specks of shimmers in there because you really can't see that when you apply it on your lids, so why even put that in there? That's my thing. Actually, I do have 4. I'm sorry, not 3, 4. The next one in here is the Reindeer Paws. So this shade right here, this one is a nice dark brownish purpley shade. So it is very nice when you are swatching it, but when you're applying this on the lids, I do have it on the outer sides of my eyes right now, and you can't really see anything in there whatsoever. And it is very, very chalky. It didn't really build as to how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a little bit darker in there, and it was just very hard to build. And then the last shade in here that I am going to mention that didn't really work for me is the shade Spiced Rum. So this shade right here, it's a similar shade as the Reindeer Paws. However, the Spiced Rum is supposed to be a metallic shade. So this shade right here has a lot of fallout. It is very hard to apply on the lids as well. So that, you can see it in there already. There's a lot of fallout. I just don't know if I could justify paying $49 for having 4 eyeshadows that I don't like in the palette. Granted, there's 18 eyeshadows in there, so I am left with 14 shadows, but it's still on a high price, you know what I mean? However, I do love the rest of these shades. I do feel like they're very buildable. They're really nice. The matte shades in these are really, really nice. They are your typical Too Faced eyeshadows. I do love the shade Hot Toddy. This one right here. This one is a nice duochrome shade, which I do have it on my lids, so you can tell that that's like a duochrome right there just by applying it. I do love this shade Warm and Toasty. So this gold shade right here, it is an absolutely beautiful shade. It just pops and it's soft. It is just how a metallic eyeshadow should feel like and should apply. So that is beautiful. The shade Gumdrop, this beautiful peach shade right here. I'm running out of space here, but this shade right here is absolutely beautiful. I thought it was actually going to be chalky applying it on my lids, but I do have a light shade of that on my brow bone, and it looks beautiful, and it's a great pop of color. It comes off softer than what you see in the pan, but I do feel like it's very buildable. It's really nice on the lids, and I really do like it. The shade Spice, so this nice brick orange shade here is also very beautiful for a nice transition shade depending on what kind of color you're trying to achieve. So I do love that, and I love this color right here, Spice of Life, this beautiful golden green shade right here. So all in all, I do feel like this palette is a nice palette. It's not like the best palette that I've seen, but it is decent. Comparing it to the Too Faced Gold palette, So this is what the Too Faced Gold palette looks like, and this is what Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette looks like. So as you can see, there's a lot of differences between the two. I do feel like there's a lot more pop of colors on this one. So looking at this Too Faced Chocolate Gold, I do see that fuchsia shade, that purple shade, that gold, that green shade. Those are beautiful pop of colors. So over here, looking at the Gingerbread Spice palette, I only see one pop of color, which is the fuchsia. Really, so if you take off or you take out the fuchsia shade, there's really not that many pop of colors in there really that you're gonna be able to use, you know what I mean? The Too Faced Chocolate Gold has a superior consistency as far as blendability goes, the payoff and everything in between. I do feel like this one is way better than Too Faced Gingerbread palette. So if you are choosing between this or the chocolate gold, I would definitely go with the chocolate gold palette. There's a lot of beautiful looks that you can achieve with this. But with the Too Faced Gingerbread palette, if you do like the warm tone shades, if you don't mind having a few shadows that aren't as consistent as the rest of these shades, I would spend $49 on it, I guess, if you have the money for it. But personally, if I'm paying $49 for a palette, I would want everything to be perfect. And as a collector, I would probably just keep this and compare this to what Too Faced may come out with next season. We'll see, right? Alright guys, this is my 2 cents. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one, and have a wonderful day. Bye!